While some commands allow us to get an exit status of failure based on a logical failure of the command, there aren't very many like that. Most commands only set an error exit status if they have an actual error when running. Most logical testing is done using the test command. The test command allows us to specify a test expression, something that tells the system what we want to logically evaluate. The test command evaluates the expression, figures out if it's true or false, and when the test command ends, it sets its exit status based on the true or false it got from evaluating the expression. If the expression is true, the test command is considered to have succeeded. If the test is false, the test command is considered to have failed. There are many different test expressions available, lots of different operators to use. The typical form of the test expression is dash and a single character and something to test. Or if you're comparing two things, one thing, then an operator, which is normally a dash and single character, and then the other thing to compare it to, based on whatever the comparison operator is. You can have as many of these on a line as you wish, and there are two different ways to put in the test command. The simplest form of the test command is to say test and then put your expression. An example from the slide, -d tilde. That's a test expression where the operator is -d and the thing being tested is tilde. Tilde is a special character that means our home directory. -d operator means test if the thing we're testing is a directory or not. So what this test will do is it will determine do we or do we not have a home directory. If tilde doesn't turn into our home directory and it doesn't exist on the disk, this test will fail. It will be false. If we have a home directory on the disk, the -d test will come out as true. Yes, we have a home directory. When you run the test command, it does not produce any text output, no user output. It simply sets its exit status. This test was true, the status was successful. We can use that with our conditional operators to put something useful in our output. If the success test is what we're looking for, we use the $& operator and can run a command based on that success, such as printing out that the test was successful. Test expressions can be more complicated than this. This is a simple example. We can combine testing and conditional operators to do multiple things. If I wanted my test to test for a directory and print out a message if the directory exists, and also print out a message if it doesn't exist so that I know for sure what the output is, I can put both of those in with both conditionals. But there's a couple of things to remember. First, when you do this, you should put the $& first, followed by its command, then the double pipe, followed by its command. That makes both of those tests refer back to the original command, the test. If you don't do that, they don't refer that way. As a matter of fact, if you mix $& and double pipes on a single command line, the shell may or may not be evaluating those things in the way you think they should be. The way to force it to consider the way you want, the third example on the slide gives you a way to do that. You put parentheses around the things that you want to belong together. In the example I just did, we print out the message we have the directory because we tested for a home directory and it exists. If I were to run that again, but this time test for a directory that doesn't exist, I should get the other message out. And I do. If I want more than one conditional command to run based on the results of my test, I may find the second and third commands I want to run are dependent on each other, not on the original test, as in that third example. In that example, I test if I have a directory called ~downloads, or a downloads directory in my home directory. And if it fails, double pipe, I want to make that directory. And if I did make the directory, there won't normally be any output for the user. I'd like to tell the user I had to do that. So I would like to do a thing based on the success of the make directory. So double ampersand to print out a message like that. The problem is, when I start doing this, because I'm not following the rule of ampersand first, then double pipe, Bash may not evaluate this the way that I want it done. I want the double ampersand to belong to the make dir, not the test. That's not hard to do. I just have to put parentheses around the parts that I want together. The make dir and echo belong together. It didn't print it out, so I know it didn't have to make the directory. Another test operator you might use, -f, is on the slide. -f is like -d. You give it the name of a file, and the test there is whether or not that file, no matter what kind of file it is, if it can hold data, -f is the test for it. Try those examples now.